So, Elizabeth Chudleigh, maid of honour to Augusta, Princess of Wales, is pretty, popular, and now pregnant? Welcome back to part 2. Hi, I'm Em. I'm a historian and I love brilliant historical women. Last time we heard about Elizabeth's early life and her secret marriage, so if you haven't heard that yet, head back to part 1. For now, let's see what happens next. It wasn't long after her marriage and effective separation that Elizabeth realised she was expecting a baby. Despite their unmarried status, this wasn't unheard of for maids of honour, and the done thing was to head somewhere like Bath, to focus on one's health for a few months. However, Elizabeth decided to return to Chelsea to conceal herself. Elizabeth prepared carefully for her baby, even borrowing £100 for baby clothes, and she arranged for a reliable witness. She delivered a boy in September 1747, although none of these events were documented in Augustus's journal. Unfortunately, her baby died the following January, at less than 4 months old and having never met his father. Elizabeth spent several months in various spa towns, improving her health in high society, and was ready to return to court as a maid of honour in December 1748. Other than occasional financial gifts from Augustus, it became clear that the marriage had failed, but crucially, the pair did not divorce. Elizabeth wanted to avoid any unpleasantness, and unfortunately, this was a decision she would come to regret. Rather than work on her marriage, Elizabeth decided to appear as socially available as possible. This all came to a head in the court celebrations of April 1749, when Elizabeth wore her most daring outfit yet. Elizabeth probably wore something like this to one of the masquerade balls, and you can probably see why people were talking about it. She claimed to be dressed as Iphigenia, ready for the sacrifice, but most contemporary commenters only focused on her lack of clothing. She appeared to be wearing a fine chemise of either sheer or flesh-coloured silk, and ivy strategically draped around her waist and hips. In the candlelight, she was as good as naked. Some people were impressed and others outraged, but importantly, Elizabeth didn't seem to care. From this point on, her reputation preceded her, and in 1750, she began to catch the eye of another fashionable society gent. Evelyn Pierpoint, the second Duke of Kingston upon Hull, was a single duke in possession of a good fortune, and, helpfully, he was considered the handsomest man in England. Elizabeth and Kingston soon fell in love, and quite differently from her first match, their infatuation did lead to commitment. Elizabeth was well aware that her lack of dowry or position meant that a marriage was not possible. However, Kingston was captivated and quickly adored her. By 1752, their relationship was open knowledge in society, and her scandalous history was starting to resurface. Meanwhile, her husband Augustus, known to history as the English Casanova, was sharing tales of his adventures with women across the globe, and growing tired of his troublesome wife. And with that, let's take a break. Come back soon for part 3.